The definition of justify is proved to be right. The Triple Crown hopeful has a tough question to answer on June 9th, and his preparation to get there continues right here at Churchill Downs. It's time for the Road to the Triple Crown, presented by TwinSpires.com. Joe Christofek partnered by Ed DeRosa. And Ed, it's time to get serious. Bob Baffert is at the Justify Barn this morning in anticipation of a workout maybe tomorrow. We're going to see how he gallops today. But yesterday it was an off track, and he did a little bit more work, and he's continued to make great progress.
Yeah, next week is Belmont Stakes week, so practically here. He has 8-9 more days of serious training, maybe 2 works in that, certainly at least 1. It's exciting to have him here under the TwinSpires, though.
Yeah, the American Pharoah plan was Tuesday, then Monday, then leave for Belmont Wednesday. We'll see if he follows the same plan as our last Triple Crown winner. Let's take a look at Justify on the racetrack yesterday morning. We got a ton of rain through the night into the morning. The track was off. Justify was out there. He jogged a little bit and then went straight into his training, galloped about 1.5 miles. Jimmy Barnes, assistant trainer to Bob Baffert, was very, very pleased with his progress just continuing. And we know Ed the Justify can handle an off track.
We do. So he probably didn't even mind it. Cool mud probably feels good as the sun heats up the air. Talk to Bob Baffert on KentuckyDerby.com. People should go there and check the story he had about how he wants to enjoy this Triple Crown try more than he did with American Pharoah. He also said he wants a fast track at Belmont. We know what the horse can do on mud based on what we saw in the Derby at Churchill and Preakness at Pimlico. Now it's time for him to show his stuff on the big stage at Belmont. He's hoping for a fast track. I think we all are after the weather we've had at the first 2.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, we talked about this in the recent days with Brandon Staubel and Jim Scully and yourself. He's got such a high cruising speed, and speed is dangerous in the Belmont, regardless of the sandy track or the 1.5 mile distance. So he's going to be out there either on the lead or just off the pace, depending on who goes in the race. But, you know, we want to see him put in a good account of himself. If he is meant to be a Triple Crown winner, he will earn it on the racetrack. And, of course, lots of requests for bath shots of Justify Ed.
And here's a good one from the right side behind his neck. Really good pose for Justify for this bath shot. I'd definitely give it a B+.
No doubt. He's definitely looking none the worse for the wear after the first 2 legs of racing's Triple Crown. And Ed, there's some great promotions at TwinSpires.com every day. I'm a regular user. It's a great interface. It's easy to use. It's obviously very, very safe. But, you know, we want to take care of the customers, and we want to bring in new customers. And TwinSpires.com has a great way to jump into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people hearing about this Triple Crown run. And the great thing about horse racing is you can get involved too.
Right.
You don't just have to watch. You can bet, wager, hopefully win as well, whether you like Justify or not. Maybe you want to take a shot against. Either way, if you haven't signed up for TwinSpires yet, now's a great time to do so. Use promo code Justify and you get a $10 free bet. That's not a match play. That's not a condition. Sign up, go through the registration process, use the promo code Justify, and you'll start your account with $10 to bet.
You and I plan on picking every winner every day. I mean, if you sign up for this account and bet that $10, you should run that bankroll up for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And only take out to buy yourself something nice, but otherwise just keep betting and having fun.
Yeah, that's always the plan, and obviously TwinSpires.com makes it fun and easy. One of the major contenders to potentially deny the Triple Crown to Justify is Tenfold. He started in 2-turn races for Steve Asmussen. He's progressed nicely. He ran a huge race in the Preakness. By curling, he's got an opportunity to get 1.5 miles, and Ed, he too is trained very, very well in recent days leading up to his re-engagement against Justify in Belmont, New York.
Yeah, he's certainly one of the bigger threats for sure, and he's sort of the Preakness version of Hofburg maybe. Tenfold finished a little better being third, but Hofburg had a trouble trip. Both very lightly raced. Tenfold would be another Apollo horse had he run in the Derby. He didn't start until he was 3 years old, but Yeah, he's definitely dangerous. He was actually my pick to win the Preakness Stakes. Gave me a little bit of a thrill, and if he's training forwardly, no reason to think he can't take another step forward, given that he's a little more lightly raced than Justify, who has the tall task of 3 races in 5 weeks, whereas Tenfold had the time off since the Arkansas Derby. So very interesting, and here we see him here getting serious going into the first turn. But yeah, Tenfold is definitely one of the ones for me. If you're talking about threats to Justify, he's on the list.
Getting some news in that there is a possibility that Justify might work today. So we're keeping an eye on that on the backstretch. Bob Baffert is here. Kevin Kirstein from our media department has me on standby, so we will await news via text on that. Lots of great promotion, as I mentioned, at TwinSpires.com. Let's take a look at one of those, and this is just a great promotion. If you join TwinSpires.com, or if you're already a member like Ed and I are, you want to take advantage of this. It's called the Belmont Bankroll Builder. Opt into the TwinSpires Belmont Bankroll Builder to start earning your $25 wagering bonus. Beginning June 1st, each day you bet at least $50 on races from Belmont. We'll give you a $5 bonus to play the Belmont Stake card, up to $25 total. So again, you're probably playing a lot of those races anyway. Each day you bet $50 on races from Belmont. We're going to give you $5 all the way up to $25 to play for free on Belmont Stakes Day. Again, available to all TwinSpires.com players. Players must opt into the promotion at TwinSpires.com/offers to be eligible. Ed?
Yeah, and there I would say there's a ton of offers at TwinSpires.com/offers. So obviously you're going to be interested in this. It's free money. Why not? But there are offers for today's racing on Memorial Day throughout the week. So make that a frequent stop on your horse racing daily regimen, wagering regimen, TwinSpires.com/offers.
Now, yesterday there was a lot of rain in the morning. Monomoy Girl was supposed to work during the training period. Then I got pushed back to 9 o'clock. Then, as a treat to the racing fans and all of us here at Churchill Downs, she worked at 12:10 yesterday afternoon. It was part of Churchill Downs today, part of our show with Brandon Staubel and I. And Ed, it was a fantastic work. Dazzling gem, a very accomplished male on the inside. On the outside, it's Monomoy Girl with Florent Giroux, Kentucky Oaks winner. Florent was aboard that day with a brilliant ride, and I've seen this horse work a lot. I've seen her train a lot. I'm not sure she's ever been better.
She's pretty special. Oaks winning from post 14 was a fantastic performance. Now she's cutting back to a 1-turn mile in the Acorn during the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival. So again, some challenges. She's certainly the best 3-year-old filly right now. She's earned that with her Oaks win. But you got to appreciate the Team Brad Cox and the ownership group. 1-turn mile, Acorn's a race with a lot of historic significance. To tackle that after winning the 2-turn mile and an 8th Oaks, they're looking for some big prizes, and really appreciate that about this group, taking on all comers. And here's Monomoy Girl through the lane. She overtook Dazzling Gem, as you said, just a brilliant workout.
13 flat, 25 flat, 36 and 3, 48 and 2. Galloped out 112 and 4 and 7/8 and 126 and 2. And she put away Dazzling Gem and did it very, very, very nicely. Getting a report that Umberto, the regular exercise rider, is aboard Justify. We're not exactly sure what he's going to do this morning. Again, the American Pharoah plan was a work on Tuesday, then a work the following Monday. We'll see if he follows that, but Justify has looked so good in the mornings here. He's felt so good. He's wanting to do more. Bob Baffert is here, so you know it's go time. We just don't know if go time is today or tomorrow or exactly when it is, but the horse is certainly feeling up to whatever the connections want him to do.
And you can't blame Bob for wanting to be here for the 9-race Memorial Day card later today. So that may have played a part in it. But yeah, we'll see what Justify does. I deal in extremes. I don't have the eye for horses that Brandon does. He sees them every day. He knows what he's looking at. More me, I know when it's bad. I know when it's good. We've been fortunate enough to see Justify for a few weeks now. I know this is good. He looks great out there. Hasn't seemingly lost a step or any shine off his coat since the Preakness. Maybe the 1.5 miles gets him, maybe a fresh horse. His fitness doesn't seem to be in question.
Yeah, that was Bravazzo. We just got a shot of there as he comes out onto the racetrack, a Preakness runner-up, and Dwayne Lucas obviously accompanying him. Lots of great information coming in on the Belmont Stakes and the road up to it right here at Churchill Downs. We're happy to bring you this show. And for the latest videos, insights, Justify's journey to the Triple Crown, all of it, all the information you can ask for, all you need to do is join our email list. It's KentuckyDerby.com. Videos, insight, the journey of Justify to potential history. All you need to do is visit KentuckyDerby.com and join our email list. Justify is about ready to come out onto the racetrack. There's a few people behind him, very reminiscent to American Pharoah. Again, as we get closer and closer and closer, there's going to be more and more people. There's going to be more and more camera people, men and women just wanting to get a glimpse or get a shot of Justify. It's kind of like the gallery in Tiger Woods back in the day.
Well, and why not? I mean, he's earned it. Dual Classic winner. Now walking on the outside rail, heading toward us, actually. So we'll maybe get a eyewitness account here shortly, but will be interesting to see if he works. I wouldn't be surprised based on how the gallops and jogs have and the weather today cooperating as well. So it will be interesting to see what KK gives us on the bat phone.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see as Justify is on the racetrack now. And obviously he was the horse that put an X on the Apollo curse. He didn't start at H2. We didn't see him since until February the 18th, and he's perfect from 5 starts. Became the 9th horse to exit the Kentucky Derby unbeaten, joining Nyquist, Big Brown, Barbaro, Smarty Jones, Seattle Slew, Majestic Prince, Morvich, and the Philly Regret way back in 1915. You know, if he wins the Triple Crown, you know, you talk about horses, you talk about legends, you throw names out there of some of the all-time greats, and this horse obviously still has a lot to do moving forward this year, Ed, but he certainly is building on his reputation.
Yeah, and my approach is the Triple Crown is its own sort of pantheon, and once you've accomplished that, anything more is nice, and you certainly could add to your legacy and maybe chase all-time greats like Secretariat, Man of War, Spectacular Bid, if you want to be mentioned sort of all-time. But the Triple Crown's enough. You do that, you've earned it, you're immortal, and you get the gold crown next to your name out in the wall of Kentucky Derby winners' names. So I wouldn't take anything away from him. Yeah, I tried to beat him in the Derby, in the Preakness, whatever. I didn't pick him. That doesn't matter. You win the Triple Crown, you deserve all the glory and respect that comes with it.
Yeah, every Triple Crown winner has their own story. American Pharoah obviously included, being the first one to do it since 1978. Bob Baffert has an opportunity to win 2 Triple Crowns in the last few years. And part of Justify's story will be that he didn't run it too, a big part of the story, and that he didn't even run at all until February the 18th. And then what he's been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time with the lack of experience, you know, being able to overcome adversity in the Preakness, where he battled every step of the way with probably the second best horse in the race and maybe the second best 3-year-old in training and Good Magic. I mean, all those things come into play. The story is being written, but there's still a lot of chapters moving forward.
Yeah, and even the Santa Anita Derby, I mean, his 3rd career start, first against Stakes Company. He had to go against Bolt d'Oro, who came into the year is the Kentucky Derby favorite, even over Good Magic, who won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and put him away easily. And really didn't even put him away, ran him off his feet from the time the gates opened. So he's definitely taken on all challengers every step along the way, and the Belmont's going to be no different. They're going to come at him from all corners.
This is going to be very interesting to see what Justify does here. Obviously was ponied up until that point by Jimmy Barnes, now breaking off into his gallop here. Bob Baffert has had a lot of success, obviously, with his 5 Kentucky Derby winners. All of his Kentucky Derby winners have also won the Preakness, and of course he garnered a Triple Crown with American Pharoah back in 2015, which was my first year here. I will absolutely never forget it. From start to finish, and again, a treat to have Justify right here at Churchill Downs in preparation for the Belmont Stakes, and you can see he's definitely doing a lot more here today, Ed.
Yeah, we'll see what he does as we approach the backstretch now. We'll see what kind of cues he gets at the 5 furlong pole around the kitchen. But yeah, this he's picking his feet up.
Yeah, no doubt. And we'll see right now. It looks like he's going to break off into a work potentially. So, and he definitely wants to go. So we'll let We'll lay out a little bit here and let you kick back and enjoy this. Move from Justify. Again, he's ready to rock and roll out there for Bob Baffert. Regular exercise rider Umberto is once again aboard, and Bob Baffert here in person to witness this move from Justify. Definitely doing a lot more, Ed, and obviously they're not letting him do too much.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of a controlled, like foot on the gas, but not full throttle, I guess you might say.
This wouldn't even be considered a work. I mean, he's definitely getting into it. He's definitely doing a lot more than he has been doing, but, we're not going to be getting time. This is more of like a strong gallop compared to what we've seen.
And I mean, one of those. Wish Brandon was here. I would think that's a positive sign.
Oh yeah,
looking for more.
Yeah, the horse has wanted to do more ever since Thursday, but at the same time, he's been waiting for cues. He's a very smart individual. He's doing everything right. I mean, he's fresh to a certain extent, given the fact that he's run in the Derby and the Preakness, and he's done so much since February. But he's still just feeling great. And yeah, this is going to be a couple of times around here for Justify, and yeah, he's opening up his lungs, I guess would be the best way to put it. Couldn't ask for any more from this individual.
It seems very composed as we saw him come off the turn. You'll see some horses who want to go toward the rail or go further out, and obviously he's not at full speed to carry him, but just seems very focused and allowing the rider to guide him, but at the same time saying, hey, I'm ready to go too.
He's strongly into the bit, as you can see. I mean, he wants to do more, but at the same time, he's waiting for cues. As Brandon would say, he's talking to us through his ears. He absolutely looks great.
Like I said, never arm wrestle an exercise rider.
There you go. Now he's being geared down a little bit. That was a strong move from Justify this morning. Exactly what you wanted to see. And I'm sure, in the daily notes that are comprised by Darren Rogers and Kevin Kirstein, we'll get some great quotes from Bob Baffert, who is here this morning at Churchill Downs. We'll have hopefully some video for tomorrow's show with Bob Baffert talking about not only what Justify did today, but what his plans are for the next several days and into next week. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about putting a plan in place, Ed, and obviously the weather comes into play with what happened yesterday, maybe slowing him down a little bit based on the conditions of the track. But whatever he didn't get out of what he did yesterday, and yesterday was great, he certainly made up for it today. He opened up his lungs. Strong gallop from Justify.
Yeah, and for these races, we talk about it, especially with the Kentucky Derby, you really can't miss a beat. But now with the Belmont and the target on his back, so to speak, we all know they're gunning for him. He's clearly the horse to beat. He's the one they're going to have to run down late, and he can't. To me, it's the same thing. Bob Baffert's often talked, and the results show it because he's won the Preakness with every Derby winner he has. He calls that the easy one if you have the Derby because you just coast into the Preakness. Now you got to train toward the Belmont, and when you're the odds-on favorite and the one to beat, you don't want to miss a beat, and Justify clearly hasn't yet. And with Bob on site, I'm sure he's hoping for more of the same over the next week and a half.
Dale Romans has said today's workout from Free Drop Billy will determine his status in the Belmont Stakes as one of the potential opposers to Justify to try to deny him the Triple Crown. We're going to take a look at Free Drop Billy, and there he is right there. He is going to work this morning. Looking pretty good out on the racetrack. Again, enthusiastic but controlled.
And the Belmont Stakes has a pretty decent history of, people think of it as a mile and a half and you want that type of horse. But there's definitely some history with horses that showed some brilliance at 2 and didn't necessarily put it together heading into the Derby that came back and won the Belmont, and the one I'm thinking of especially is Birdstone. And yeah, Free Drop Billy wasn't as accomplished as Birdstone was as a 2-year-old, but I just sort of have that in mind because similar running style. He upset Smarty Jones. You can turn things around if you push the right buttons going a mile and a half. Dale Roman's trying to push him here with this workout, and here we go with Free Drop Billy into a full run now on the far turn at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, this just happened moments ago. We're going to try to get the fractional times. Brandon Staubel is here on site. We'll see if we can get some stuff from Kevin Kirstein, but we're going to try to get some fractional times on this move from Free Drop Billy. Again, this was moments ago. This is not live. This was moments ago, so we'll try to get you some fractional times on Free Drop Billy as he comes through the stretch on replay here at Churchill Downs. Again, Dale Romans has said that this work will determine his status for the Belmont Stakes. Not a great performance in the Kentucky Derby, not a great spring for Free Drop Billy, a horse that did break his maiden here at Churchill and is a graded stakes winner. And he's done some nice things. He just hasn't taken that step forward here in his 3-year-old year. That doesn't mean that he can't eventually. And I think eventually this horse might be better on grass, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with Free Drop Billy.
Yeah, I have no issue with acknowledging that the talent's been there. Unfortunately, or appears to be there. Unfortunately, the results haven't necessarily borne that out, but I definitely don't mind in this spot with a shortish field, a grade 1. Maybe taking a shot if Dale thinks he's ready, and we'll find out what he thinks of the work later today. But I think an upset chance for sure at 30 or 40 to 1.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see what his status is for the Belmont. Of course, one of Dale Roman's most memorable victories was against the last Triple Crown winner. It came in the Travers Stakes with Keen Ice, who is probably a little bit more accomplished going into that race, especially after the big run in the race prior in the Haskell. He was kind of sitting on a big one in the Travers, but we'll see if Free Drop Billy can develop through the rest of the spring and into the summer for trainer Dale Romans. Dale is 0 for 8 lifetime in the Belmont Stakes, but he does have 4 third-place finishes. Nolan's Cat, First Dude, Medal Count, and most recently Keen Ice in 2015. And Dale's not afraid to dance the dance, very much like Dwayne Lucas.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I mean, he upset the Triple Crown winner in the Travers at whatever American Pharoah was there, 1-5, 1-10. So, like Dwayne says, you don't win them in the barn. So they're here to race, and I definitely appreciate that.
I got the times for Free Drop Billy, courtesy of Kevin Kirstein. It's 12 3/5, 23 4/5, 35 3/5, 47 flat. The official workout time, I believe, will be 59 3/5 for 5 furlongs, 112 in the gallop out for 6 furlongs, 125 and 1. And as you saw, Ed, he galloped out all the way towards the kitchen, 139 4/5 for Free Drop Billy. And we thank Kevin Kirstein for that report, and we'll see what Dale Romans has to say. I thought it was a workman-like performance. I mean, the times pretty quick all the way around the track. We'll see if that's good enough for Dale to send him to Belmont.
Absolutely, and then we'll look forward to hearing what guys like Brandon and Bruno think if it's worth a wager. But like I said, I think at a big price for a horse who showed some brilliance is a 2-year-old. You could do worse. I mean, I look at this race and see names like Sarava and Datara, and chaos can happen, as it can in every race. We've seen that in the Derby, less so in the Preakness, but when the Triple Crown's on the line, strange things happen.
Ruler on Ice.
Yeah.
Another one. There's been a lot of huge upsets in the Belmont Stakes over the past several years, so it's worth taking a shot because it's a 1.5 miles. It's a sandy track that not a lot of horses handle to the utmost potential of their abilities. So it'll be interesting to see if Free Drop Billy goes in the race. Okay, lots of great promotions at TwinSpires.com. We've been talking about them. We want to tell you about the Belmont Bankroll Builder once again. Opt into it at TwinSpires.com. It's the Belmont Bankroll Builder. Start earning your $25 wagering bonus beginning June 1st. And this is really easy. Each day you bet at least $50 on races from Belmont Park. $50 each day, you're going to get $5 extra. It's a bonus to play the Belmont Stakes Day card up to $25 total. So it's not hard at all to earn an extra $25 bucks to bet on Belmont Stakes Day. And that includes the Belmont Stakes and a great undercard as well. It's available to all TwinSpires.com players. You must opt in on the promotion page at TwinSpires.com/Belmont. bankroll.com/offers to be eligible. Again, the Belmont Bankroll Builder. You need to participate in this. It's free money.
You know, on Kentucky Oaks Day, we saw the previous year's Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby winner running on the same day. On Belmont Stakes Day, you get to see this year's Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby winner run on the same day. Monomoy Girl targeting the Acorn. So why not get a few extra bucks to bet by betting Belmont at TwinSpires.com.
Kevin Kirstein reporting that American Anthem is on the track now. American Anthem is going to be running here at Churchill Downs this coming week, so that's an extra bonus for the Baffert Barn. And Restoring Hope is still possible for the Belmont Stakes Day. Belmont Stakes race is going to be training in the next set. So again, we thank Kevin for all of those great reports from the backstretch, and you can read more about Justify's move today. And he did quite a bit on the racetrack, and the connections had to be pleased in our daily notes available through Derby Media on Twitter.
Yep, have to think building toward a work, probably get two in, as we've said, with similar to American Pharoah. Bob being here certainly augurs that as well. Looking forward to tomorrow with Brandon on set. Hopefully we'll have some good insight.
All right, we're going to tell you once again about how to get more information on this incredible run to a potential Triple Crown from Justify. And it's really easy to do so. If you haven't done this already, it's simple. Why not just jump aboard and get all the information possible that you can on Justify's journey? Videos, insights to the Triple Crown. Join our email list at KentuckyDerby.com. Once again, sign up for our email list for all the information on Justify and the road to the Belmont Stakes at KentuckyDerby.com. All right, Ed, final thoughts. I mean, I thought what we saw today was awesome. We thought he might work based on the momentum he was gaining towards the pole, but instead it was just a very, 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 very strong gallop. Probably galloped a lot faster than other horses are capable of working.
Yeah, I'm sure some people had a clock on him just to see him. Without a ton of horses out there, why not? So we'll see what kind of times are floating around social media. But I agree. Like I said, I deal in extremes. I don't see him every day enough to know the nuance, but I know when it looks great or bad, and this definitely is trending great. And like I said, it's moving toward no excuses in the Belmont. He'll have to run his race, of course, to beat some good ones, but should be a fantastic few days leading up to it.
Exactly. All right, so we do race at Churchill Downs today, as Ed DeRosa mentioned. First post for the Memorial Day card will be at 12:45. A massive carryover in the single six jackpot as well into $600,000 figures. We're taking a crack at that bet for a 20-cent minimum wager. On behalf of Ed DeRosa and the entire television staff here at Churchill Downs, have a great Memorial Day.